MR in all its glory in the rain. Well, it's been absolutely hosing down. Hosing. Seats wet, bikes wet, roads wet. But of course, that is precisely the sort of conditions that a bike, if it wants to be, if it wants the crown, the perfect bike, if it wants to win that crown, then these are the conditions precisely that a motorcycle that you live with day to day has to be able to navigate. The one thing BMW should do immediately is have seat dryers. Install seat dryers, because my seat is wet and so is my ass. So a seat dryer function, that would be a world first, I bet. That'd make this the perfect bike. There you go. There's one bit of functionality for you design boffins. I bet that doesn't exist. And I've just given birth to the greatest motorcycle innovation probably of all time, the seat dryer. Because my nether regions are rather moist currently. Just noticed a little bit of a rough idle developing on the BMW, which is interesting. Actually sounds kind of similar to the Tuono when it was kind of browning its pants at every traffic light. I tell you what though, I do. There are aspects of the Tuono that I miss, and it is to do with the V4 configuration. The standout feature of that engine format is its immediate torque response and mid-range, so low and mid-range. And when you're cruising around the streets, it's that low end torque response and mid-range that gives you the fun factor. And with the Super Duke, I found that was just too much. With the Aprilia, it was actually really good. And look, the Multistrada is excellent too. And I know the Street Fighter's good at that. And these inline fours, that's the one thing they lack. So in my quest for the perfect bike, what engine format is likely to give rise to perfection? I don't think it's going to be a twin. I think there are too many compromises, and I'm starting to think it won't be an inline four either, for the same reason, although the compromises are different. So yeah, I mean the inline four, smooth, really fast, does it all. And in this bike, it's a ripper. However, spending time in the saddle is not just about what happens between 10,000 and 15,000 RPM. It's this sort of stuff, and I reckon the V4 format is the perfect balance between the two ends of the spectrum, being inline four and the twin. So yeah, it's going to be fascinating to see how I gel with the Street Fighter. If that gives me the same thrills that the Multistrada does in terms of that drivability, but in a more sporty, agile way, who knows? Could that end up being the perfect bike, especially with a few mods? We'll see. But in the BMW's case, that inline four is both its standout feature and its nemesis at the same time. I wonder if actually turbocharging a bike like this might be a good idea. Maybe there's a project. Now maybe there's a project, turbocharged MR. That has got some legs. I've turbocharged just about every other vehicle I've ever owned in my life. I've not turbocharged a motorcycle. Let's get the Street Fighter first and do some direct comparisons over time, and then maybe, just maybe, the project to end all projects might be the turbocharged MR. In the meantime though, I'm thinking the V4 platform was probably the platform I'm going to find attached to the perfect bike, whatever that might end up being. I'm not closing my mind to inline four greatness, but this is about as good as inline fours get, and those compromises are still there. Now I've got the direct throttle permanently, I've got the Brent tune, and so I've given this bike every chance to rival the V4, and it does. It does, as previous videos have shown. However, the V4 is just the V4, and it does what it does, and it does it without any modifications. It just leans in to those lower RPMs in a way that the inline 4 does not. So therefore, the question I'm really posing is, will I get bored? Now, V4s can be boring too. The Panigale V4 at road speeds was boring. And I don't know what the tuning differences were between that and the Street Fighter, but I did not find the Street Fighter boring, so it's an interesting one. I'll have to go and have a closer look at that. So the question is, will I get bored on an inline 4 with this style of riding? That is the question. It's effortless, it's easy, it looks good, it sounds good, it's just awesome in every way, but does it have the X factor that someone who's spending more and more miles on the saddle, will require to stay interested? That's the question. Or will I get bored? I suppose it all depends how you ride, and maybe I've just got to ride it with a bit more excitement. Stalled it. Fuck, how did I do that? I was in second gear. Fuck, I hate that, yeah. Fuck, I hate that, yeah. I mean, I stall my bikes on average probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 times a year. I'll do that, and it's because I'm not paying attention to what gear I'm in, and I was in second there, and I thought I was in first. Hate that. Not the bike's fault. User error. User error. Well, that's certainly going to make sure that I don't get bored. If I stall the bike, that's one way to add excitement. You tool! Yeah, but the thing about riding the bike more aggressively is with the Tuono and Multi, and I dare say the Street Fighter, a small throttle opening gives you a bit of a kick. On this, you have to rev it a bit more compared to those. But context is everything, right? Context is everything. If I just had this bike and I hadn't been riding the others, I'd still find this super exciting and awesome. But because I've been on the others with that different profile, yeah, you do want for more. You do want for that that V4 character. So look, I mean, let's see. I'm not jumping to any conclusions just yet. I don't think the BMW M1000R is the perfect bike. I've explained some of those deficiencies, you know, vibrations, a few wobbles here and there, and you know, now the inline 4 character is starting to become something I think about. So it's not perfect, so it can't be the perfect bike, I don't think. And I don't actually think any of the other bikes in my stable, including the Street Fighter that's about to join my stable, will be the perfect bike either. But I am working out the components that make perfection, and we're getting closer. One day I'll find it, and when I do, hang on a minute, stop the press, shut the gate. I will be doing a world exclusive once I find it. But that's basically what I'm trying to do, is find the perfect bike. It's my whole reason for riding from here on in, my quests. And the good news is we are getting closer. We are getting closer. Ah! No! What's up with these people? Use your frigging mirrors and look, you jockeys. Anyway, the search for the perfect bike continues. And, you know, we're going to compare this Street Fighter shortly in real detail to the M1000R, and we're going to work out whether this inline 4 is going to keep the thrills, or whether ultimately a V4 is required. to deliver the daily thrills. We will see. We will see. For now, see you later. Yippee! Yippee yippee! Yippee yippee yippee! You need to put a speed limit up. You need to put a speed limit in. Can you do that 20? I'm on the quest to find the perfect bike. The perfect bike, perfect all-rounder. No, I've had that one for a while, but I'm trying to find the perfect bike. I'm riding all these bikes, trying to find the perfect one. I need your help. You have to give me these scores.